Welcome to the channel, folks. So, as promised, we're doing a spoiler discussion. This is, well, Godzilla fans will know. This is DMAN. We thought we'd get together. Yeah, you can say hello now.
Hello.
We thought we'd get together and just do a Godzilla discussion. This is something actually that's kind of been in the works for a little while, because back when it was kind of announced, we discussed via email the potential of doing something like this anyway. And I haven't done a spoiler review, and I don't believe you
I
have
haven't either.
So
Yeah.
we thought, why not? It's not necessarily like a review. We're just going to talk about the film, basically, but it will be full spoilers. So just keep that in mind. But I hope you enjoy it. And if you are new here, then please do hit subscribe and smash that like button. So, I mean, where do we start? Like, what thoughts on the movie, I guess?
Thoughts on the movie, just general?
Yeah, just general thoughts. Like, give me your pros and your cons. Give me your pros and your cons. I think that'd be good.
Okay. Pros and cons. Well, I think, first of all, I really like the pacing in this one. I think they did that a lot better than they have previously.
Okay.
You know, you just kind of dropped right into it, which I enjoy. So that's nice. I think all the monster stuff is pretty awesome, and the special effects are really refreshing because they're actually good.
Yeah.
And so that helps. I guess for cons, I'd say I don't like the way they treat Dr. Graham from 2014. I don't like what happens to her character.
Yeah.
And then,
But what does happen? We can talk about it because it's spoilers.
yeah, yeah. And then the only other con I'd say is that the camera needs to learn to settle down at times. It just gets a bit too distracting.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll give you that. Give you that.
I don't know. I thought overall it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I really, really liked this film. I really, really liked this film. I thought it was fun. I think the trailers sold it really well. I think for me, because like the trailers was like everything. Because that first trailer gave us like quite a bit of human interaction. Like we saw quite a bit of human stuff in the very, very first trailer that dropped. I think it was at San Diego Comic-Con. But then every trailer after that was just all-out monster action. And I was like, if this is going to be the film, I'm going to be a very happy man. And it turns out, well, it was. That was basically the film. So it was like a little bit of human stuff, all-out monster action.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. Like, I think the effects was some of the best I've seen in a really, really, really long time. And it's not just like, because a lot of people have made the same complaints. They've gone like, oh, well, it's shot at night. And yeah, it is, but they brightened it, and the contrast and the saturation is different like that. But it's not just that either. Like, if you look at the depth of detail in the creatures and how they move, they shake, and it's definitely not done for ease. It can't be, because if they're doing it at night and in massive storms, you still have to animate all of the rain, the wind, and it's all bouncing off these, kaiju titans, whatever you want to call them now, I guess. Yeah, I thought the effects were great. I didn't really mind what they did to Dr. Graham. I didn't really
You
care
didn't
about
care?
it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. I thought it was fun. Just bang, gone. See you later.
It just seemed like they were hyping her up to be like an actual prominent character this time around, and then she just gets eaten right away.
But doesn't that show risk? Don't you think that just shows like weight and gravity and risk to the...
I mean, it ups the stakes, I suppose, but at the same time, it's like, I guess I would have liked to see her reaction to what happens to Serizawa.
Yeah.
I would have liked her to be around for that.
Yeah, true. Because I guess that maybe that would have added more emotional weight to that whole scene. Serizawa dying, basically.
Right.
What did you think of that?
I thought they did it really well.
Did you? Because that's a lot of people's complaints is about that. A lot of people are like, oh well, they kind of just breeze past it, and there's not much. I thought it was built up really well. So although they breezed past it afterwards, I didn't mind that, because I felt like the build up was enough. I felt that gave the emotion.
And like they don't have time afterwards. Like what are they going to do? Pause and go, oh, hold on, we don't have to worry about saving the world right now because we got to mourn. Like, they don't even
let's
have
mourn
a chance
for like
to
2
worry
weeks.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it makes sense.
Okay, well,
no,
good.
I thought they did a great job handling that.
That was what I thought. I genuinely thought that they did a really, really good job of that, because I think like I say, like I think the build up was just it was so much. Like you know, just the slow panning and going through the underwater city and things like that. I thought that was really, really good. And just you could see it, and that Ken Watanabe, what a great actor. What a really, really good actor. You could see it in his face. Yeah, I really like that. Like I'm getting, goosebumps just kind of talking about it because I really, really liked that scene. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Did you spot the skeleton in the underwater cavern? I thought that was great. That's awesome. In the like, this is a spoiler video, so it's fine. In the Art of Godzilla book, it makes special note of. It doesn't say what skeleton it is, but it does say that the original idea was actually to have a lot of Titan skeletons. And there's like Viking ships and things like that, so it's kind of to show how, how over time it's become this like giant graveyard kind of area. But I really like that.
It's, if you pay attention, it's near enough to that Monarch base to where they could easily get to it. And that Monarch base is located in Bermuda, so you kind of have now the built-in, like, this is the explanation for the Bermuda Triangle.
That's in the book. That is in the Art of
book. Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So that's funny that you said that because it is actually in the Art of book. So yeah, it's there. That's the reason.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because we're just talking spoilers. Do you remember the clay kind of maquette of Rodan that leaked ages ago? And there was all this back and forth. Is it real? Is it not? And what did you say?
Okay, listen. All right, I can defend what I said. I said it wasn't gonna be Rodan, and it wasn't. He doesn't look like that. That's not Rodan.
Okay.
It's the director's maquette, but it's not Rodan.
So it was actually going to be at one point. That's in the Art of book. The image is in the Art of book. I thought
there's concept art of it too.
But interestingly, right, again, because we'll get back to like the actual film, but in the Art of book as well, Rodan was originally designed off of turkey vultures. That was like the basis of it, because apparently they're just so weird and terrifying looking, and then they brought in the pteranodon kind of aspect later down the line. What did you think? Perfect segue then. Like, what did you think of the Titan designs?
I think all of them were great. I really thought all of them looked fantastic. Mothra originally was the one that I didn't like. I didn't really like the Mothra design when we saw the figure revealed, but seeing it in the movie, it's amazing. I love that design. Yeah. Yeah, I thought all of them were awesome.
Stinger out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So good though. I thought it was great. I thought it was brilliant. I really liked the designs. I think they really needed to kind of slender Mothra, make her a little bit more slinky and slender. Well, basically just slim her down, I guess, because the original was very chunky. It's just a giant moth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which works for the originals, but it wouldn't have worked in that film. I don't think it wouldn't have had the weight to it. It would have come across. I don't know, a bit dumb, I guess, and I'm probably going to get like butchered for saying that, but I just think if they had done that, it would have looked really, really dumb.
And you also can't do a lot of physical fighting with that design. Exactly.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Like brush up against them with your big fluffy face? Like what?
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. I thought Rodan was terrifying, but so cool, so cool. That like emergence scene where he comes out and his little
fantastic,
so good, so good, and you can really tell again it goes back to like that detail of the creatures, the rock magma like body that Rodan's been given in this film. He's kind of like an amalgamation of like Fire Rodan and Rodan, isn't he? So
yeah.
I liked that aspect. I thought that was a nice way to pay homage, but then also bring in something new. And I liked as well the fact that, like, because what did you think of that pincer? Obviously, the pincer came through from Mothra, the Stinger, sorry, and you could see kind of that kind of magma flow or still in Rodan, which I thought was quite interesting.
I guess I didn't even like process that.
No,
I didn't really. Well, like, because I noticed she stabbed him, but I guess I didn't realize that the reason that it glows is because he's got the magma inside him. I assumed it was because of like poison or something
Yeah,
on the.
well, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm kind of referring
No,
to
I
like the
think I
monarch
think you're I think
files,
that's right.
which yeah,
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 yeah, that sounds right to me.
I thought that was really really good. I thought that was nicely
Hmm.
done because again, like it's that kind of paying homage, but then also moving it forward into like a new kind of mythos, um, which was
Right.
really really decent. So Ghidorah, people always hate on me for saying that in that way. I don't know. How do you
Saying
say?
his name like that, I say
Yeah.
Ghidorah.
Well then, yeah. I don't know.
It's because
Anyway,
people want to hear you say Ghidra. That's what they want.
yeah, I guess so. Well, look, Ghidra or Ghidorah.
It's
I
Ghidorah.
I really really like that. I likened it when because there was some leaks about it anyway, wasn't there? There were some leaks that popped up online, like from the IMAX trailer and things like that. When Ghidorah comes out of the ice, but Ghidorah when he moves his heads, it really reminds me of like the Chinese dragons when they do their
Yeah,
festivals and stuff like that. And I thought that was great. I thought that was fantastic.
yeah,
You've interviewed the
I have.
King Ghidorah guys, haven't you? Or just what one, two of them?
I've done two, and then I got the third coming up. So
Well, there you go. So, guys that are watching this on my channel, head on over to DMAN's channel to watch that. You see that link down below. Well, his channel, not the actual videos. His channel. I'm not that good. I'm not that good at like linking videos and things. But I really like King Ghidorah. I thought that was just what a terrifying beast, and the fact that they just went, yes, he's an alien. He's from outer
yeah, I
space.
know. That's amazing.
Like
I never
what?
thought they were gonna do that.
I didn't think either. I didn't think they would just do that. They just went, you know what? We've got giant monsters. To hell with it. Yeah, one of them's from space.
Yeah,
Who cares? One of them's a space alien. Doesn't matter. I thought it was so
yeah.
good. So good.
The website had said it's like Ghidorah may not be part of the natural order, and so I thought that was gonna be their explanation in the movie. Was
Just
they were
like
like,
subtle.
yeah, they were gonna be like, I don't think he's supposed to be here, but she flat out was like, nope, it fell from the stars and it's an alien.
And I think as
That's
well, like,
awesome.
because right. So let's again like for like spoilers and discussions and things like that. King Ghidorah's head growing back, right?
Mhm.
It's not because of the oxygen destroyer.
No,
It's
I
not.
don't think so.
It's definitely not because well, why do you think? And then I'll list what I think, and then kind of go from there. Because do you know anything like that? Because you've interviewed the guys, so
Uh, no, they weren't allowed to tell me anything like that. But
okay,
I would assume. Well, first of all, we have like these are supposed to be from Greek or from mythology, so you could tie it back to Greek mythology and say, well, the
Hydra.
Hydra comes from somewhere, and so
Yeah.
they just assumed that the Hydra can grow back its heads because they saw Ghidorah do it. So that could be one explanation. But also, I just think it has to do with like the fact that he is an alien, so he doesn't abide by our rules, so he can just do it.
Yeah.
He's just better than us.
So that's basically the same thoughts as what I had. But then also, I'm going to link back to that Art of book. So
Okay.
in the Art of book, and I'll probably make a separate video on it just because, you know, audiences and how people watch these things is, you know, people like to search for this kind of crap.
Right.
But the design process, they go into quite like heavy. I mean, I've only flicked through the book because it arrived yesterday and I haven't had a chance. But the design process was such that they wanted the necks to appear mangled up, like they have regrown multiple times.
Okay.
Which
I didn't get a sense of that.
no, you can't in the movie. There's nothing there to indicate that. But that was part of the design process, or at least what they were thinking about in early concept. So it definitely
Okay.
can't be just because of the oxygen destroyer, if that was the thinking that they had from the outset anyway.
Right.
And then if you think, I mean, look, we know that Godzilla, or a Godzilla, and Ghidorah have fought before. And then the Hydra thing, link it to the Hydra. I mean, logic would dictate that he's lost heads before.
Yeah.
And as well, like, that's what, you know, maybe it was the Godzilla that we know, because Godzilla went straight for the heads, right? He went
Yeah,
to
he
bite
kind of
their-
knew.
You know, I mean, the first thing he did in Antarctica was grab and then just bloody body slam the
Yeah.
head down. So obviously, kind of, you know, I think I definitely think that was not linked to the Oxygen Destroyer, and it was just something which, Ghidorah can do now. In this universe, which I think is great. I think that's awesome. Another, kind of real world mythologies.
It certainly makes him a lot more formidable than the previous Ghidorahs, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. It's like, well, how do you kill something like that? Well, obviously we know.
Yeah, you got to vaporize it, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Here you go. Topical conversation then. What did you think of that? The end sequence with what do you think of Mothra dying for starters? And
I thought that was predictable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Mothra. She's survived like 2 Godzilla movies before, so it's like she's gonna die.
She has to die. But what did you think of? Do you think that it was Mothra that imbued Godzilla with that power, or do you think it was a homage to Burning Godzilla? Because I think it was a bit of both, personally.
I would say the way I saw it was Godzilla was gonna melt down either way. But the only way he could contain it was because Mothra gave him that spiritual power. Because you see when he does his burning explosions,
the wings.
You can see Mothra's wings inside the explosion. So I would assume that Mothra is the reason that he doesn't die as a result of it, but the reason he's able to harness it.
I didn't think of that. That's a really good way of putting it. I honestly hadn't even thought of that. That is a great way of putting it.
What were your thoughts on it?
Well, I thought, well, the wings were the giveaway. Like I with respect to the wings, I thought, right, well, I think maybe they were trying to pay homage to Burning Godzilla at the start by saying, oh, he's something's gonna go down. But then I thought they kind of flipped it by doing the wings. So I guess we'd had similar thoughts, but I hadn't quite contextualized it like you have, by putting all the kind of pieces together into like an actual theory. So yeah, I would genuinely agree with you. But I love that as well. Like how badass did Godzilla look? How badass! So good. He
looks a lot like the anime Burning Godzilla. That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah, true. I bet
he melts everything around him, and he's got it's not like just burning patches. It's like through the cracks in his skin. It's like the same design. Yeah,
I think what I liked the most was when Godzilla opened his mouth and was roaring and things like that. And you could just see the kind of fire and burning. So good, so good. What did you think of the other Titans that rocked up at the end? What did you think of the ending? Like all in all, because a lot of people thought I heard about that ending and I thought it was going to be cheesy, but I really liked the ending.
Yeah.
Although I will say that I did think it was cheesy, but I thought it was good cheese.
Okay.
I thought it was good cheese.
Yeah, that had also gotten spoiled for me, that they were all going to bow to Godzilla. So I had anticipated it. So it was like I was warmed up to the idea by the time I saw it, so it didn't surprise me. But I mean, that's a real world thing. Gorillas do that all the time. Whenever an alpha gorilla comes by, the other gorillas will bow to it for approval. So I did not think it was bad at all. I know a lot of people think it's dumb, but I didn't think it was bad at all. It just made sense to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, you raise a good point there. Like animals, even dogs will kind of submit. They lower themselves to the floor in submission. So it makes sense actually if you're thinking about just animals. I mean, it definitely makes sense. What about the actual Titans that showed up? The ones which were wreaking havoc across the globe.
So I think the big mammoth, he might be the lamest, but he's kind of cool still. It's like a weird gorilla mammoth.
Do you think it was? Yeah. I thought it was really cool. I thought that the spider crab thing was the lamest.
That thing was awesome. It's got that squid face. That's so cool.
See. Well, there you go. Polarizing opinions there, because I thought that was just. I thought that was the lamest. I really liked the. I really liked that the kind of gorilla mammoth thing. What about that Muto that just turned up?
My question is, why the heck does that bow to Godzilla? If that thing's evolved to kill Godzilla, why would it then submit?
Well,
that feels like the one that should have strolled up and then been like, "Oh, it's dinner." Like, I don't know why.
But did you see the size difference? How small that one was? Because that was tiny.
Was it? I thought it was like bigger than the last one.
I'll have to watch it again. I thought it was tiny by comparison. I thought it was.
I'll pay attention.
I thought it was really, really quite small. I might be wrong. I might be misremembering, but I remember it being quite small. And then as well, you got to remember like what's happened in between Godzilla Aftershock, which again, spoilers for those that don't know.
Yeah,
there was a Muto.
He kills the king basically.
Yeah, so maybe that's had an impact as well.
That could be.
I was a bit of a shame that they never referenced that. I was hoping that they would maybe just a little bit, just reference like just a tiny bit.
I was hoping that they'd, at the very least, talk about the dorsal fins on his back.
Yeah.
Because we got an explanation for it, so I thought that they might talk about it, but they never do.
Yeah, and one of the things which I don't know, I like all the background stuff that is just going on in this movie, because it adds. The worst thing about a movie is just needless exposition, where they're just throwing crap at the screen and just go, this is what this is, and this is this, and blah, blah, blah. And they're just explaining everything. That's bad from a narrative perspective. So all of the background stuff in this film was really, really good. But they just had that giant Muto head. I mean, just talk about it a little bit. Talk about it just a little bit.
I think the Muto head that they had was from 2014. I think that's the one that he decapitated.
Yeah. But I mean, just talk about it a little bit. Just a little. It's just there. Just tell me a little bit about it. But I really liked everything that was just going on.
Yeah, lots of great world building. I want to see much more of Monarch.
Yeah, but they definitely took like a sharp turn from the last movie though. From 2014 anyway, because they're like no money, and now they're like building huge underwater bases.
Now they have spaceships and
exactly like massive Argos. Like what the. Like, Jesus Christ. God damn. Madness. And the score. What did you think of the score? Because that's
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I really think that this is one of the best Godzilla soundtracks.
I agree with that. I would genuinely agree with that. I think the beauty of what they did with the main theme as well was keeping the core the same, but like it was paying homage, right? Definitely, they very respectfully redone theme, and just when it marches out on and you hear it for the first time in that movie, my God, that was so good, so good.
Yeah.
So what do you hope? I guess for like the future now of the MonsterVerse, do you think that we'll see anything past Godzilla vs Kong? And end credit scene. What do you think about that?
Okay, so from what I have heard, we will be seeing past Godzilla vs Kong. I don't know who's going to be in it. If it will be just Kong, maybe they don't get the rights back to Godzilla. I'm not totally sure, but from what I have heard, they are going to continue. At the very least, if these movies are as successful as they're supposed to be. So, I think Ghidorah's not coming back in Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't think that's set up for Godzilla vs. Kong. I think that's down the line afterward. And I don't think it's going to be Ghidorah. I think they're going to make a new monster out of him. I mean, we heard that, like, the Jonah Allen guy, he's got, like...
Destroyer style kind of creature.
I'm not even sure I think it would be more... I mean, that is one thing. Yeah, I think... Destroy is a big possibility. You're like, well, it was in the area where the oxygen destroyer detonated, so it will definitely be affected by that. But at the same time, I mean, a lot of my comments swayed me on this. I made a whole video about it, and all the comments, I didn't even think about it, is that Jonah Allen, the dude who got the head, had earlier in the movie, they have said that he's got loads of other Titan DNA under his... And he just might make a new one.
I think they even said he has a specimen.
Yeah, they said he has captured other Titans.
Madness. Like, what? What is he doing with them? Just chilling out with them somewhere?
I don't know.
What? Crazy.
I think they might go a Biolante route with it and, like, genetically engineer a monster.
Yeah. In one of the newspaper clippings, Monarch have even tampered with it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, but it's difficult to know, really. Like, what have they put in the credits just for fun, or what have they put there for setup?
I was thinking about that too. Like, a lot of it seems like it's just kind of teasing you.
Yeah.
And then they'll never follow through with it.
Well, the egg, for starters, I think that's definitely to say, yeah, no, she's still alive. Like, Mothra is still there. Or
Yeah.
a Mothra.
I think we will see Mothra again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for me, so what I think you're right. Like, I think, I the thing is, Toho has started to move into LA, like in Hollywood. And this is, that bodes well for the rights continuing with Godzilla and Warner Bros.
They might just
Legendary.
co-produce them.
That's what I was thinking. Because we've heard no movement on Toho's own Worlds of Godzilla that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you think we would have heard something, because that's what they want to get going, like, next year or something like that. That was when they were rumouring it to happen. So I think that they're just going to... Obviously, if the money's good, I think they'll just continue, because why not? Why wouldn't they? And it also gives them a good base. Money. Yeah, well, exactly. Money talks at the end of the day. So I think that would be quite, I think there's hope for it to continue. And I want it to continue. Absolutely. I think they need to scale back the budgets, though, because I think they are at risk of, shooting themselves in the foot with the profit that they can earn.
I think marketing is where they're gonna lose money, especially with King of the Monsters went crazy with marketing. Like, that has got to be so expensive.
Too much. It was way too much. But then I didn't see too much on, like, billboards and things like that. I don't know what it was like in the States, but over here I didn't see much. There was a lot. Okay. Because there wasn't much around here. I didn't see it on buses and things like that, like I would normally. There were a lot of trailers, a lot online, a lot of TV spots. But I never saw, I didn't really see much kind of in the public space, like I would normally for other movies. But it still undoubtedly would have cost a lot of money, like a lot of money.
And they had they had things playing during Game of Thrones on HBO. That's got to be expensive to get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like, and if you look at 2014, like, their marketing was so scaled down from current day, and that movie was way more successful right out the gate. So maybe audiences don't want to see the full movie in the trailers. So I don't know. I'm just saying, if they're going to spare some money, maybe they should cut it from the marketing department.
Yeah, I'll agree there. Because I guess, like, these movies are going to be expensive regardless, because, of course, they have to create giant goddamn monsters. So of course they're going to be expensive. But I think, like, definitely got to scale it back somewhere. And marketing, for sure. Like, scale it back somewhere, because that's not... It can't be profitable for forevermore. But I really hope it continues. What do you think for Godzilla versus Kong then? Like, what do you think is going to happen with that movie?
I'm really struggling with that, because they're both heroes. And you read the comics, and it's like the comics really lay into King Kong protects humanity. That's what he does. Like, and have you read the Birth of Kong comic?
I've read, like, parts of it.
Okay. So basically the ending of that is some guy blows up the wall on Skull Island to let all the monsters into the village, just so he'll see if Kong will protect humans. And sure enough, Kong strolls in and he won't let anyone get hurt. So, like, and the last line is something like, Kong is here to protect humans, not whatever. And then you got Godzilla, if you read the end credits, who is going city to city, stopping monsters from going into the cities.
The unruly
So it's
ones.
like we have two heroes. Why would they have any need to fight?
Yeah.
Maybe they use the orca. Maybe someone builds another orca and messes with them so that they both go a little haywire.
But then they fought before, because we see in the end credits.
Yeah, they have fought before.
Well, not this. Definitely not this Kong.
Probably not Kong. Yeah.
But maybe it was this Godzilla. Maybe this particular Godzilla. Because that's the thing, right? We don't know. Obviously Godzilla's a species. Kong's a species. We don't know whether it's this particular Godzilla that has faced off against him before. But I would imagine so. Because otherwise, like, where's the animosity there? Because again, like you say, they are both heroes. So, like, where's the animosity? How are they going to start to... There's got to be, like, a grudge somewhere. So maybe it's from Godzilla's side of things.
That could be. That'd be interesting if Godzilla hates Kong and Kong has no reason to hate Godzilla.
Yeah.
You could do stuff with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with you though. Like it's a bit of a struggle to kind of see just how they're going to go with it. I definitely don't think Kong's going to get electric powers or anything like that. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think the electric powers are cool.
Yeah, no,
I don't
it's
think
cool.
they're gonna do them.
But I don't think they're going to do it. Well, I think I will be really intrigued to see just how they size Kong up, because logically speaking, if you're thinking about timelines, and again, because in the birth of Kong, we see the death of his parents.
Right.
So we know how long it's taken Kong, even though he's an adolescent, to get to the size that he is. So from the 70s to now, 40 odd years, he's not going to get that much bigger. He can't.
I would think.
He can't get that much bigger.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to.
Well, yeah.
It'll just be like he hit a growth spurt.
Yeah. So someone jabbed him with some Arnold Schwarzenegger juice. I don't know. I think that will be intriguing to see how they do that. But anyway, I guess oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, if you look at the end credits, like the picture of Godzilla and Kong, they are the same size. It's not like Godzilla's towering over Kong like the one with Ghidorah. Ghidorah was towering over Godzilla in 2017. But in this one, they are equal size.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You could just say Godzilla was smaller in that picture, but I'm not sure.
That's true. I hadn't even thought of that either, to be perfectly honest. I'll be really intrigued to see how it goes. But I guess I mean, Jesus, this has been 30 minutes. I think this is honestly, guys, if you're still watching this now, tell me that you're still watching this. Let us both know down below in the comments if you stayed this far, because this is just geeking out to the max. I think we can wrap it up here. I think we've covered it. Unless you have anything else to kind of say on the films, or the film in general.
Who do you want to win?
Okay. I want Godzilla to win. I do want Godzilla to win because I want Godzilla to win. I think as a protector, he's better. He's more intriguing as a character. Mainly because we don't know that much about him. We know more about Kong than we do Godzilla. And I want Godzilla to win, and in doing so, learn more about him. What about yourself?
I want Kong to win.
Right.
I think Kong deserves the win.
Does he though?
He's the underdog. He never gets any credit. Kong deserves the win.
Okay. All right. Yeah. True. True.
Maybe one of them's about to kill the other one, and then the new Mothra shows up and stops him.
That's a good theory.
You could do. You could really do anything at this point.
True. Very. I was thinking that they'd have to kind of face off against another.
I really hope they don't.
Well, I hope they don't, but I can't see them not fighting otherwise. I can't see a reason for them to stop. So I think it would make sense from a narrative perspective, but I hope that that's not just the way that they do it. I'd like it to be something better, because it's a bit lazy. It's a bit cheap, I think.
Yeah,
definitely.
I would agree.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I think we'll call it a day here. For those that are still watching, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this just geek out about Godzilla. If you don't already, go check out DMAN's channel down below in the description box. I've linked it down below. Please do give this video a like and a share. That really helped me out. And thank you so much, DMAN. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Take care.